Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Adam Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. Much like last week, a lot of the big names that I usually go to their websites to find out what's new really hasn't changed anything from last week, but I do have some news from some somewhat unusual sources. Well, one of the usual ones is Reddit. This morning when I got up and started looking for what's new in the world of 3D metal models, I found a couple of really interesting posts on the Metal Earth subreddit by, and I've mentioned this individual before, by a Yanfandi. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or if it's just a collection of the letters, but anyway, this individual has posted about upcoming MU models before, and they have always been spot on about what they post. And today they have posted one of their posts. They posted two different things on the Metal Earth subreddit. One of them was a line of upcoming cassettes, which they didn't give a lot of detail, but they did include some pictures, and it looks like there are cassettes to go with, I'm guessing, Soundwave, and they showed several different models, pictures of completed models. Honestly, it made my jaw drop. They look really awesome. It's been a long time since I've really kept up and watched Transformers. It's something I watched as a child, so I'm not exactly sure precisely what models they're showing, but it looks like Ravage is one of them. Enemy might be one of the figures. I think that was his name, but I'm not entirely certain, and I'm sure there will be people who know better than me that will correct me in the comments. I welcome you to correct me if I'm getting this incorrect. Looks like there's either Laserbeak or Gargoyle. I'm not exactly sure. I think there were several different winged cassette models with different colors, and possibly Rumble, the one with the big piston-looking arms, I think might be Rumble. I'm not exactly certain, but they're very cool looking. You know, the fact that they've shown these pictures, these models are going to most likely come to be there. Maybe more in the future. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I believe that's from MU because it's shown with an MU Soundwave. The other post that Yanfandi posted was an upcoming model of, I just had it here, Wheeljack. Wheeljack I do not remember by name, but I do remember, I'm pretty sure I had this Transformer as a kid. I just forgot his name, but I remember the look of him. So Wheeljack's another one that's coming up. They are really killing it. MU is really killing it with the Transformer models, and it's absolutely incredible and awesome, and there's more big giant models to come. Really cool. Thank you, Yanfandi, for sharing, and I'll of course put links to this in the description down below so you can go check it out yourself. Now moving over to Facebook, on one of the Metal Earth groups that I'm a part of and look at when I have the time. It's basically a Metal Earth models page. Justin Schuler, and I think I've mentioned this name before, posted a Hulkbuster model, rather cool looking Hulkbuster model from a Metal X model website, and I did follow the link that he put in the description to that website. It's a very interesting looking model. There are no other Hulkbusters out there that I'm aware of, and it looks like this particular model comes in 3 different flavors or 3 different colors. The pricing on it is a bit steep, but I believe it's coming from Korea, so you know, that's when you're talking about other countries, the pricings can vary quite wildly depending on where it's coming from. And in the description, it gives a size, a completed size for these models, and I don't know how accurate this is, but it listed as 47 millimeters by 80 by 64. In inches, that roughly translates to about 1.8 inches by 3.1 inches by 2.5 inches. So it doesn't seem to be a very big model. There was some speculation in the comments on the Facebook post that may not be completely accurate. The pricing in US dollars is listed at $41.78, so it's kind of pricey. However, if you order a sufficient amount, I think it's $40 or more, it does ship for free. I'm pretty sure they ship internationally. I did end up with a conversation with somebody through Facebook from Metal X Model. I ended up speaking with a Jeffrey at Metal X Models, who was very helpful and informative. We talked a little bit about whether or not they would ship to the U.S., whether or not they had international shipping, and whether or not the shipping for free if you spend 40 or more still qualified for free shipping internationally, and it does, so that's very cool. They do have some metal brick models. I think their supply, the impression I got was their supply of metal brick models was limited. They also have the Iron Man and Captain America models from Metal Brick on their website, but I get the impression they're a limited quantity because they're not making them anymore. And that, you know, this is Metal Brick who made them and was licensed to make them originally, is my understanding. and not the ones that were basically copycatted and, you know, listed on AliExpress later on. But I'm not going to get into copycatting in this and copycat models into this video. Just wanted to let you know they have this really neat Hulkbuster model. It's really cool. I'll put a link in the description to that particular Hulkbuster model, and if you look around on there, they do have some other interesting models as well, and it looks like they still have a few of the Captain America and Iron Man larger. I think on their site they listed as 1/6 scale models from Metal Brick. And also on the Metal Earth model Facebook page, Dennis, and I am not even going to attempt the last name Dennis. I do apologize if I try it. I'm going to murder it. I just know. Dennis, who is behind the Time for Machine models, which I've spoken about previously, and I have built the Marvel tank model, had made a post on there about more models, or at least one more model, a steam engine model that's in production, and also suggests at the bottom of the post that this particular model will come up very soon on Kickstarter on March 19th. It will be available as a Kickstarter for this particular model. I don't know if it's just this one or more. I only found out so much information so far. But in Dennis's post, he basically says, I made this photo yesterday in the studio while we were shooting a video for Kickstarter. Of course, this is not Metal Earth. Our models are mechanical and bigger. Our middle car model is about 15 centimeters long, but this steam engine is 50 centimeters long. And we use thicker metal to build them. We are based in Ukraine, Eastern Europe, and are now producing them in China. Recently, we showed our models at the International Exhibition of Toys in Germany. We are just coming on international market. Also went to visit the expedition stand of Metal Earth. There we met and talked with the founder and owner of the Metal Earth. A very nice, positive, and respectable man. Thought I would share that. There's a picture of the steam engine coming up. It looks very sleek, Art Deco, very cool. You know, the one tank model I built, I didn't do it quite right, and I was a little disappointed, but I've said it a million times, I blame myself for that. It really was a really awesome model. These models are a little bit pricier, but you do get what you pay for because they're really awesome, very solid, very well designed models, and I very much look forward to this coming up when the Kickstarter comes up. If you like these models, I suggest jumping in on it. I did not find out about the last Kickstarter in time, but usually if you get in early on the Kickstarter, you can get these models a little bit cheaper. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So when this Kickstarter becomes live in an upcoming video, I will try to make some sort of update about it. I mean, these are similar to Metal Earth models, and they're made of metal, and you put them together yourself, but they're mechanical, and they're thicker, and they're so much more awesome, and I definitely wanted to include that in this video today. Beyond that, I have recently updated my Etsy page with some more 3D printed tools that I've worked on. You know, not too long ago I talked about some cone shaping set of tools that I made. There was 5 different pieces to the cone set, and each piece was a different color. You'll sometimes see me use these in my video. They're long sticks with cone shaped ends that are good for shaping cone and slightly tapered smaller shapes. The middle part is good for making round shapes. I have since worked on what I call a rounding block, which is basically a block that has the same negative space, half circle, in correspondence with each tool, so that you can take the tool, if you're trying to make an indentation or a round spot, you can actually use this block to kind of press these tools into to make that shape. And I've recently put that up on my Etsy page for sale, as well as a couple of cone shaping tools, which I think I've talked briefly here and there about. Basically an extension of the cone shaping tools. These are combination tools. Instead of several different sticks, it's one round combination piece that has 6 different angled tips around it, and each angle is numbered. It basically goes from where the cone shaping tool set leaves off and continues on into wider and wider angles at the tip, and they come in very handy with some of the larger models, some of the larger cones. I've used it a little bit in making the Voyager probe. I've used it, it came in handy with a couple of other larger models, and it just basically extends the set so that you have some sort of basic shape to get things started. Now, these cone shaping tools are 3D printed. I print them myself, so it does take a little bit of time. The listings on Etsy, if you go to my Etsy page and you don't see the things listed, check back, because basically I only put a few listings up at a time and give myself time to make sure I print and ship out what's been ordered before I relist, so I don't get behind. I don't want people ordering stuff and having to wait a long time and wondering what's going on. That's just not fair. So it takes me some time to print them out. I've been using these tools in my videos. You'll see them pop up every now and then. These models being 3D printed, there is one side that is a little bit flatter than the rest of it, and a lot of these tools are round or cylindrical shapes. So you do have a little bit of a flat spot where they were printed on the bed. There's a support structure that helps support the parts that are not laid on the bed, and I do my best to remove that support structure. It does leave a little bit of a flat spot. In my experience, that hasn't affected the shaping of the different bits and pieces that I've used. I do try to cut it down and minimize that flat spot as much as I can. You of course get the model and want to take some sanding paper to it to minimize a little bit more. I have some more ideas and tools that I may be coming up with in the future, and I still have the idea of making some bases, both magnetic and not magnetic, in the future, but that's in time. So check out my Etsy page. There's always a link in the description down below where you can go check out and see what's going on. Like I said, if you don't see something posted right away, if you don't see something listed, come check back. I may be just filling some orders, and once I get some orders filled, I will relist the different listings. And I'll list things so that you can buy things as a set, or you can buy them independently if you don't want the whole thing. I've got 2 large combination cone shaping tools. I have them listed as a set. I also have them listed independently. So if you're wanting to buy them as a set and you only see them listed independently, check back, because I'm probably just trying to catch up on orders before I relist the set. The same thing with the cone shaping set of tools. The original 5 that I came out in different colors, they sell as one thing, but then you've got the rounding block that I will also include that in a set. So if you don't want the rounding block and you just want the set of 5, you can order it that way. If you want it with the rounding block, you can order it all together. If you don't see one of those 2 listings, check back later, because again, I may just try to be catch up on orders before I relist it and accept more orders. And I think that's enough for this week. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, as usual, for continuing to support me in these channels and these build videos. And you've helped support me in designing and coming up with these 3D printed tools as well. So thank you for giving me that financial freedom and time to do that. And thank you for watching. Always keep on keeping on.